Hello. I'm like a minute or so early. I had some technical difficulties last week, so I want to make sure that everybody can see me and hear me clearly before we get started. And I'm hoping that I will be able to see comments on my phone. Give it a second for you guys to get notified that I'm live. I see a couple people on here watching. I can't see who you are. Sorry, I'm all kind of shaky trying to get comfortable here. If you want to drop in the comments where you're from and if you've ever done an event before, let me know. Let me see. Okay. Ooh, my Ashley is on. Okay, I'm seeing people now. And my Cheryl is on, and my Morgan is on, and Danielle is on. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started because I don't want to waste anybody's valuable time. My name is Sarah Ferrillo. I am a director in Midland, Michigan. I've been with Scentsy for about 2.5 years. I won't go too deep into my story, but I will tell you that when I joined Scentsy, I was in a brand new state. It was COVID. I'm in Michigan. Our governor was super crazy strict with the lockdowns. Even though it was 2021, everything was still pretty heavily locked down. And I didn't know anybody. So when I joined, I kind of wasn't really planning on selling. I was like, oh, I'll just figure out how many of these I need to sell for my commission to cover my purchase so that my husband can stop yelling at me for buying too many of the Disney warmers. And when I decided that I really wanted to give this my all and give it a shot, I wasn't sure how to get out and meet anybody because nobody was interested in having people come to their house. Like, people were still like, no, you can't come to a party in my house. We can't get all these people over. But the fair had started up again, the county fair. So I was like, let me do a vendor event. That'll be a great way for me to get out and meet a bunch of people right away and kind of jumpstart my business. So I signed up for 2 local county fairs that are within 30 minutes of me. And my first fair, I had my host exclusive kit, my shooting star enhancement kit, and a little basket of what was supposed to be personal wax. And that's all I had to sell. And so I kind of start that to say that you don't have to bring product to have a successful event, because events are a lot about those contacts that you make. They're building those relationships, they're meeting people, they're getting contacts to host parties, getting contacts to join your team. I will say that some of my best contacts that I've ever made didn't even make a purchase at my event. I had one lady, she was having issues with her warmer and her consultant didn't sell anymore and she didn't know how to get the warranty replacement taken care of. So I made sure to get all of her information and I called support the next day and got a warmer replaced and sent out to her right away. And now she is a fantastic customer. And she shops from me all the time. And had I not taken that 5 minutes to get her contact information and make the phone call for her to get her warmer replaced, I wouldn't have that customer. Or the 5 friends that are also loyal customers that I met because of her, because of an event. So yes, you might want to get sales right then and there. But it's the customers and the connections, not the customers, but it's the connections that you make with those people that you meet that really grow for long term. I always bring, so I used to bring a physical piece of paper, like a door prize slip. You can find those online. You can create your own. I know the Canva Boss Babes group has some door prize slips. But my problem with those is I was finding that I couldn't understand or couldn't read people's handwriting. I had misread people's phone numbers. I was getting happy mail sent back to me because what I thought was their address was not their address. and they couldn't figure out how to forward it because the information just was not correct. So now I go to digital. I have a QR code that I have people scan in my booth that leads to a contact information sheet that I created through Project Broadcast. You can also create a sheet with Google Forms and JotForm. And on my sheet, I have it say, I get their first and last name, their email address, their phone number, their physical address, and then I have a short questionnaire. I want to know if they've used Scentsy before. I want to know if they've ever thought about hosting or if they've ever thought about making extra income. I don't say joining, I just ask if they're interested in making extra income, and I also ask if they're in need of a fundraiser. So those are the main questions that I ask. So one of the questions that someone asked, sorry, I'm in like a community shared space office, and I thought I was here by myself, and I just heard something. So I don't know if I'm actually here by myself. So that was kind of creepy. Okay, let's keep going. Okay. So where was I? I was trying to thought. QR codes? I think that's where I was at, was QR codes. And if you have comments, I am not seeing any comments at all. I will go back and respond to everyone's comment when I'm done. So please, if you have questions, list them below and I will go back and answer all your questions. But with QR codes, you can Google free QR code generator and multiple listings will pop up. You copy and paste whatever URL you want to add in there. So if you created a form with Google Forms or with JotForm, you would just copy and paste that link into that QR code generator and then print it. So I have a cute little enter to win page. So it says enter to win, has the QR code, and they just scan that QR code, and that's how I collect all their information. And I currently have a team of 25. 11 of those 25 teamies came from events. Yeah. So almost half of my team I met at an event. There's one girl that just joined this month, end of January. I didn't meet her at an event, but the party host that she joined my team from, I met that host at an event. So if it wasn't for meeting her and getting her contact information and staying in contact with her, I wouldn't have even met this new girl that's on my team. I have had one person join right there in my booth with that $99 kit. She was in my booth shopping around. She had purchased almost $200 worth of product right there in my booth. And that's kind of what gave me the courage to ask her, hey, have you ever considered joining even to get a discount on your own purchases? Because clearly you love the product. And I was like, there's very minimal minimums. And I explained to her it's a once a year thing. I was like, have you ever considered joining just to get a discount? She ended up leaving and coming back 30 minutes later and was like, yeah, I want to do that. Help me join. What do I need to do? So we pulled it up on her phone and she joined right then and there in my booth, which is really cool. And now, anytime someone is making a purchase, I won't necessarily say any purchase, but if it's a minimum of a $50 purchase, I ask them if they'd be interested in joining to get a discount for a year. I ask them if people say that, oh, I'm obsessed with this stuff, or I have too much of this stuff, or oh my gosh, I love Scentsy, I buy it all the time. Those are the people, those are the little cues and the words to listen out for, to say, hey, they might be interested. And you don't have to pressure and you don't have to be worried about, are they going to sell forever? Because not everybody sells forever, and people don't even sell all the time, and that's okay. You need those hobbyists on your team to help you grow. It's okay if they're not active every single month. Yes, I know we all want our team to be active, but we still need those people who just buy from themselves to get a discount. So I use their cues, the words that come out of their mouths, to start the conversation. Hey, have you ever considered partnering or joining? Or you can say, would you be interested in getting a discount for a year? And then they're like, what? How do I get a discount for a year? How do I get 20% or 25% off for a year? And that's how you start that join conversation. You can tell them that they can join Scentsy. You can offer, if you have one, a 0 out-of-pocket kit. You can offer, if you have available, a $59 host kit, or just even the full $99 kit, and show them the value of the products in there. And then once you get them to say yes, then you can, then you can go from there. You can do their launch party. Every single person that joins my team, whether they are joining for a personal discount or to make extra income, I do a launch party for them. And you'd be surprised how many people who join just for a discount see how successful their launch party is, and then decide, oh, well, 3 people want to host and 1 person's interested in joining. Maybe I might be able to actually do this, even if I just do it part-time. Just do 1 party a month for those people who are interested in hosting right here and now. And I'm going to go, I printed up all of the questions that everybody asked, so I'm going to go through and see if I have any other questions. I keep getting a slow connection message even though I'm connected to this Wi-Fi, so hopefully you guys can see and hear me, because I can't see any comments at all. I don't want to write a comment, I want to see a comment. So hopefully you guys can see and hear. It still says there's like 30 of you guys on, so I'm assuming you guys can see and hear me. Someone said, I am a reinstatement, but I started my journey in May. My question is, how do you find your events? I mainly find my events through the events tab on Facebook. So on Facebook, you can click on like the menu button and click on events. I do events local to me, and I also filter by this month because I want to get this month booked first. You can also filter for further out if you can't make an event work right now. And you always need to find out who the event coordinator is. That is very important, because there are a lot of people that if you just comment on the event page saying, hey, are you accepting vendors? The amount of people that will reply to you saying, yeah, and you can pay me your $65, and they're not affiliated with the event at all, it's kind of outrageous, the amount of people that try and scam others. So find out who the event coordinator is, get the application from them, and pay them directly. I also recommend, if they ask you to pay with Cash App, do not pay with Cash App. Tell them, sorry, I need to pay some other way, because Cash App is a peer-to-peer payment method and it is not insured. So if you were scammed and you were screwed over, Cash App will do nothing for you. I learned that the hard way this past summer. I was not misinformed, I was lied to about how well this event was advertised. And not a single person came through on a 4th of July weekend in a big city that has a huge 4th of July showing. Not a single person came through this event. None of the vendors sold anything except to other vendors. And the person who was coordinating the event refused to give anyone a refund. So do your research. If it's a long running event, those are better than like a brand new, oh, this is my first time, because yeah, you want to get somewhere where it's going to have a high traffic flow. What products do you recommend taking to events if you don't have a lot of inventory? I know people like to buy products on the spot, so I'm always nervous to do events. I recommend wax. I sell more wax and more light bulbs than anything at my events. Wax, light bulbs, and buddies are my top 3 sellers. I have built up, using Host Rewards over time, a pretty extensive product display. Compliance, you are not required to hold stock. You are not suggested to hold stock. The only way you can carry stock is if you have a means to move it within a certain period of time. I do multiple events every single month, so my stuff is constantly being moving, so I'm not just sitting on a bunch of product. But wax is my biggest seller. And if you don't have product to sell, set up a display, bring a warmer. If you have electricity, melt some wax, have a warmer going so people can smell it when they walk in, and have your testers out. Maybe print up a like it, love it sheet so people can figure out what scents that they like. Bring a laptop or a tablet with you so they can order right then and there. You can even create a party, say for me, like Midland County Fair. You can create a party link for Midland County Fair and have people order right there on your link and have it direct shipped to their house. And So I did my go-to way for finding events. I also use eventbrite.com and festival.net. Those are two other ones that I use to find events. So Eventbrite is Brite, eventbrite.com. I have customers who I've met from events who love to shop with me, and they seem to shy away from joining. So we all have these people that we say would be perfect for this. They love the product. I honestly think that it has... Sorry, I heard another noise, got distracted again. Okay. Don't make it seem more like they're joining to sell, is my biggest tip for when it comes to a customer, especially at an event. They're there to have fun. They're not there to get another job, if that makes sense. So if you can present it in a way of how it can benefit them, even if it's just to start out as a personal discount, be like, hey, I see that you love this warmer. How about if we can get you 20% off on it? What would you say to that? And then they'll say, how do I get 20% off? Then you can lead into how joining Scentsy or partnering with Scentsy, how our commissions are run and how we get paid on our own commissions. I joined, you can even ask Ashley if she's still on here, I only joined to get a discount on my own purchases. I didn't join to sell. I was actually with a different direct sales company and I had no intention to sell. I just wanted a discount on Mrs. Potts and Chip and Harry Potter. So finding what perk of our little business will benefit them, whether it be the community and the friendships that you make, the recognition, which I've been an extremely hard worker my entire life. I've never been recognized for anything that I've ever done until Scentsy. The recognition is fantastic and just makes you feel so good. So it could be the friendships. It could be the extra income. It could be, I have 5 kids and I would like an hour or two where I don't have to use the word potty in a sentence, or make sure that they have panties on. Yeah, I would like a little bit of a break from that sometimes. So doing Scentsy is a way for me to get out of the house and to be around other adults. Is it free travel? Because I know lots of doctors that do Scentsy and it's not for the income. It's for the community and the recognition and the trips and just the way this place makes us feel, right? So find out what that customer, how that customer could benefit, what part of our business would be best for that specific customer. And the next question is, how do you start the conversation? I do events and it always seems they don't want to chat, just shop, pay, and leave. Most of my conversations happen while I am boxing up their orders. It's not, oh, hey, you want to buy this? I'm not going to talk you out of buying that to see if you want to join my team, but you put that little seed in their ear. And then when they do make a purchase, I keep a receipt for everyone, and I'll write down on the receipt the conversations we had. I'll write down if we talked about them joining or a discount, or if they have multiple kids and are looking for a way to get out of the house. I write those things down. And then I take my stack of receipts, the stack of receipts that everybody got. Sorry, can't think tonight apparently. But I take those information, and then when I follow up with them in a day or two after the event, which it's very important to follow up with event people right away so that they remember who you are. Oh yeah, I met that lady this past weekend at the festival and I bought a warmer from her, or I bought some wax from her. So then when you say, hey, I just wanted to let you know that we have this amazing join special going on right now, and you can actually get these exclusive swipes that we can't even buy yet in this kit. And I know we talked about how you like getting sneak peeks. Is this something you'd be interested in learning more about? So keeping little details about conversations that you have with people can help build and bridge that gap of not knowing what to say. And this is another one about I need to relaunch my business, but I'm not sure the best way to go about it. So that goes back to like the beginning of my story. I didn't know anybody, so doing events is what launched my business. So if you're looking for a way to relaunch my business, I recommend doing a relaunch party either on Facebook or do an open house in your house. If you don't have a way to do an open house in your house, I recommend finding an event near you. Research, go to that events tab on Facebook, find something. You can research school bazaars, craft shows, festivals. Like in the summer here, there's like a rib fest every year. There's a St. Patrick's Day festival, and all of those festivals, there's a blueberry festival and a strawberry festival. All those places accept vendors. Your vendor fee is a tax write-off. So if you're worried about investing that money up front, just keep in mind that if you keep your receipts, you can claim that on your taxes when you file your taxes. But getting in there and making those connections with people will really help grow your business. Don't be afraid to ask, especially if they're spending a lot of money. Would you be interested? Oh, that's what I was going to say. I bring my diffusers and my air purifier to my events. And people always ask, oh, I love that. That's beautiful. How much is it? And when they hear $150 or $175 or $250, they're like, ooh, because they're not expecting to spend that kind of money most of the time when they're going to those kind of events. But those lead to the conversations of hosting. And then hosting can lead to the conversations of joining. So don't be afraid to ask them if they'd be interested in getting that diffuser for half off or getting that air purifier half off. If they say $250 is too much, I'll be like, oh, well, did you know that if I give you a catalog and a warmer and some testers to bring around to the office that you could potentially get that for half price? They don't even have to host a party in their home. You could give them a bag party. And yeah. And then when they have their bag party, say they brought you $500 in orders and they're getting that air purifier half price. Ask them, was that difficult? How much fun did you have collecting those orders? Did everybody love all of the scents? They loved it, didn't they? You collected $500 in orders in 3 days. That's fantastic. Have you ever considered doing this as well? Or would you be interested in making the commission off of this order instead of me? Ask them if they want the commission instead, and then get them to join. Show them that they can use the host exclusive kit with a $500 party. If they use their host rewards, that host exclusive kit is $0. They don't pay anything for that kit. So they can join for $0 out of pocket and make a $100 commission. And all they did was take their bag for 3 days and have people smell their testers. Then they see how easy it is. Then they keep doing it. And I really wish I could see comments. I can't see any comments. I don't know why I can't see comments, because it says comments will show up here, but there are no comments. Okay. Well, that is the gist, I think, of what I have to say. So don't be afraid to ask those questions. Have a way to get people's contact information so you can go back and have those conversations. Write down things to help you remember who the person was so it doesn't seem like so much of a cold call. Like, oh, hey, I have this Kim. I don't know who Kim was. I don't remember anything about her. But then I remember, oh, we talked about Kim and her puppies and her 2 kids and how she would love to travel. That is my in. Hey, I heard that you love to travel. Or I remember I met you this weekend and we were talking about your dogs and your kids and how much you love to travel. Did you know that with Scentsy it's possible for you to earn free trips? Would you be interested in more information? So it wasn't our conversation about income or making more money or having a side gig that could potentially get them to say yes. It could be, ooh, I could go to Hawaii for free, or I could potentially go to Bora Bora for free. Yeah, I want information on that. Let's get going. So I hope you guys can get out there and get some events, especially like spring and summer is like when they really start picking up, and make a QR code so that you can get their correct contact information. I mentioned that I use mine with Project Broadcast. I think someone later this month is doing a project broadcast training, because I know for me to do the QR code, I had to watch the training video and do it step by step to figure out how to do it. Because that's cool. They just text the word event to me. They either scan the code or send me a text message, and then my project broadcast sends them the form for them to fill out. And so I hope you guys can do some events and get some contacts and follow up. I know follow-up can be scary for people, but getting those little details really helps it not seem like you're talking to a stranger. I'm gonna hop off here and see if there's any questions in the comments, and I hope you guys have a great night. Thank you so much for letting me be on here and help you guys with finding new teammates with your events.